Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the Rebel Creatives Podcast. I'm your host, Delano Wallace, and it is my mission to help entrepreneurs gain financial impact and time freedom so they can do more of what they love and have a more fulfilling life. All right, so in this episode, I want to talk about how you can really stand out and let your brand stand out in your niche through storytelling, right? And it I want to be able to guide you through the process of using storytelling to create a memorable and impactful, niche or brand. And you want it to be one that resonates deeply with your audience and keeps you top of mind. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to redefine your brand identity, mastering storytelling will help you to establish an emotional connection that leads to a long lasting loyalty. Now, storytelling, it isn't just a buzzword, right? It's a powerful tool for building trust and emotional connections with your target audience. And when it is done right, a well crafted brand story can make your brand more relatable and authentic, create a lasting emotional impact that differentiates you from competitors. It helps you to clarify your message and communicate your value proposition and inspire your audience to take action, whether it's buying your product, subscribing to your service, or becoming a long term advocate. So, you want to be able to master storytelling so that you'll not only attract the attention but also foster loyalty, turning customers into brand ambassadors who spread your message and build credibility for you in the process. And as I'm even, talking about this, this is something that we are actively doing right now in Publishing Rebel because we have our why, we have our story, and that leads right into the whole mission that we have, right? But when we talk about storytelling, there are challenges, right? There are roadblocks that entrepreneurs go through when they're trying to craft a compelling story for their niche or brand. And the reason for this is storytelling is often misunderstood as simply talking, about your business, and that's not what it is, right? Now, some challenges are having a lack of clarity on the brand's core message, right? We tend to struggle to define what makes our business truly unique. And I saw this the other day recently. Someone was asked, what they do for their business, and they did something somewhat similar to what I do. And when they expressed it, it was like, yeah, it's that product that everybody wants or needs or is selling, right? But for me, for example, with my offer, I can tie a story with it. And you want to make sure that even though you're tying a story to your offers, your brand, or whatever, you want to make sure that it's clear. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs struggle. Next is they overcomplicate the story, right? Instead of keeping things simple and relatable, many brands overcomplicate things and use big jargons and all of those things, right? And you want to make sure that you're using relatable um, language when you're creating your story. And another is they focus a little bit too much on the product and they forget that the story is about people and emotions and not features or benefits, right? And inconsistent messaging, right? You need a story to be cohesive. And when you're talking about your story, you want to make sure that you're saying or representing the story on your different channels the same way, right? But many fail to do that. And that is even something that we're working on and always upgrading, right? When we do or look at our own brand. And the next one is like, that fear of being vulnerable because all of the stories will come from a personal background, right? And not every entrepreneur out there is comfortable with sharing their personal or the behind the scenes stuff that is with their story. And if you don't do that, it really will prevent you from forming deeper connections with your audience, right? But the good news is you can overcome these challenges and master storytelling with a few simple steps that will transform how your audience perceives and connects with your brand, right? So let's dive in. The first thing you want to do is you want to clarify your brand's core message, right? And any story will need a clear central message. What's the problem you solve, and why should your audience care? Think of this as your brand's why, right? The reason you exist. A compelling story focuses on the audience's pain points and shows how your brand offers a solution. Now, here's a quick example. I want you to imagine a niche health brand, right? That helps busy professionals get fit without spending hours in the gym. Their core message could be we help professionals take control of their health with simple, time efficient workouts. By focusing on this clear benefit, they connect with their audience's desire for efficiency and results. Now, a big mistake that people make is that they fail to define this message, and it often leads to confusion, right? As your audience won't know what to associate with your brand. And to avoid this, you want to get laser focused on what problem you solve and the impact you want to make. And it's so funny because, or company is called Publishing Rebel, and a person might just look at the name and they're like, yeah, they're into publishing, but not so much. When you actually check out our website and you read our content, you'll see real quick that while the name is Publishing Rebel, what we do is we help entrepreneurs or business owners to publish their brand, their offers, and their own marketing channels, right? So kind of played on the word there. And it is funny because the story behind all of that is when we just started out, we were focusing on authors and helping them to publish their books or their author business in their own way. And we just opened up to be able to help not just authors, but pretty much any online entrepreneur that's looking to dominate their niche. So that's the story behind even just the name of Publishing Rebel. Our origins is that we worked with authors, right? Now, to move on, you want to make sure that you craft an emotionally engaging narrative, right? People connect with stories that evoke emotions and make your audience feel something, whether it's empathy, excitement, or hope. So use your own journey, client stories, or real world examples to paint a vivid picture of transformation. And let's say you run a boutique skincare line, rather than just highlighting your product's ingredients, tell the story of a customer who struggled with sensitive skin for years before finding relief with your products. The emotional journey from frustration to confidence, it creates a stronger connection than just listing features. And that's something that we are working on right now with even our story that we're making, is that we're connecting with the state that a lot of entrepreneurs are in. That frustration of, having to feed algorithms or doing their marketing, but not, falling on deaf ears and wondering why and all of those things and not being able to stand out. And now we help them to say, hey, guess what? We're going to help you to build your own marketing platform that will allow you to market on your own terms. No more feeding the algorithm, no more dancing for with the hope that people will find you entertaining and want to see what you're all about. Instead, we help you to create your own platform based off of your own strengths and give you a sustainable marketing strategy that you can not only start but stay consistent with so that you can get the results that you want, right? So that's the emotional stuff that when we help you gain fit freedom, you're going to be able to do more of what you love, right? So if you're into baking, that's your passion, that's what you love. We help you to bake more because we help you to dominate your niche and stand out. And we help you to do it in a way that vibes with your strengths, that vibes with how you want to do your marketing. You don't have, and that's where the rebel comes into everything. All right. And the mistake here is a lot of people they focus too much on the product or service and not enough on the customer's emotional journey. And to avoid this, you want to center your story around the customer's experience and transformation, not just the technical details of your offering. Right? Now, once you've crafted your story, you want to ensure it's consistent across your website, social media, and all marketing materials. This builds trust and it reinforces your message. Your audience should instantly recognize your brand voice and values no matter where they encounter your business. And that is one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs they drop the ball on, right? Inconsistent storytelling can confuse your audience and dilute your brand. So an example of this is if your brand voice on Instagram is casual and fun, but your website is formal and stiff, it creates a disconnect, right? And to fix this, you want to develop a brand style guide to ensure uniformity across all communication channels. All right. Now, once you have the story and you're sharing it on all of your platforms, you're putting out there on all the different, I call them first impressions that you have, places that you will be sending traffic to and people will be coming to you. You want to make sure that you invite your audience into the story, right? Storytelling isn't just about telling, although we say it's in it, it's about creating a sense of belonging, right? You want to invite your audience to be a part of the story by sharing user generated content, asking for feedback, or creating a community where they can share their own experiences. And this interaction helps to solidify their connection to your brand. And that is also the reason why, for Publishing Rebel, with our story that we're building right now, there is that sense of belonging because, and I encourage everybody to read it, and I will announce when we update everything and put it out. I probably that will be in the next episode, but you want your story to invite other persons to join and make this story their own, right? And start creating their own stories. And if you do that and even have a community around that, it can be very powerful. It not only helps for them to come in and feel a sense of belonging, but it creates the environment for you to be able to take your service to another level. Because now you're not just serving, you're interacting with your clients or your customers on a more regular basis. You're giving them a forum or a place where they're going to be able to give honest feedback, which you can take to improve your services and even share it to others. All right. And I want to give another quick example. If, like, a fitness coach, they can create a client success series on social media where clients share their progress and how the coaching program has impacted their lives. This not only highlights the real world results, but also invites new clients to envision themselves in those success stories. All right. Now, if you don't involve your audience in the story, then it's just a one sided conversation, right? You want to engage with your audience, you want to invite their input and let them feel like they're contributing to your brand's narrative. And I say let them feel, but it's very important to make sure that you're actually, taking those things and improving your story as your business grows and evolves, right? Now, if you follow all of these steps, you'll craft a compelling brand story that will build emotional connection with your target audience, that will establish trust and loyalty, leading to long term customer relationships, and will help to differentiate you from competitors by making your brand unforgettable. And it will also help you to invite your audience to become active participants, turning them into loyal brand advocates. All right. And I want you to know that, like, even for us at Publishing Rebel, we believe in evolving, in transforming constantly. There is nothing is 100% perfect. There is always room for growth. There's always room to expand. So for us, we are also practicing what we preach for ourselves and growing as the time passes, right? Because we want to build a strong foundation for our business, and in order to do that, you keep building, right? You keep building and you keep expanding. So a strong story, that is the foundation of a strong brand, and by mastering, storytelling, you'll build a niche brand that not only stands out but stays in the hearts and minds of your audience. All right, thank you so much for making it to this episode of the Rebel Creatives podcast. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Delano signing out.